So let's talk about present value calculators. Are you ready? Are you sure? Felicia, I'm going to need you up there.
Okay, 1 second, I'm getting that.
Okay, no problem. So, everything is a timeline. When you draw a timeline, it always should look like that. Does everybody see what I drew? Vertical line, horizontal line with an arrow here. Everybody got it? Let's suppose that I was 65 years old and I had a pension plan that was going to pay me a benefit for 20 years. So N, number of years, equals 20. Everybody with me so far? Yes. What I want to know at age 65, how many dollars need to be in that pot growing at some assumed interest rate that would pay out the benefit to me every year for 20 years, and at age 85, be worth zero. Whenever I draw this little diagram, the left side is present value or payment. Present value or payment is always on the left. Future value is always on the right. So on the left side, present value payment. On the right side, future value. Let me repeat. If I draw it, if I'm searching for something on the left, it's always a present value or a payment. If I'm searching for something on the right, it's a future value. Everybody understand? Let's suppose my pension payment was $50,000, listen to this word, per year. If I say per, it's automatically a payment. So, here's what I want to know. I'm trying to find how much money do I need in that pot. Is it on the left-hand side or the right-hand side of my diagram? Okay. If it's a left-hand side, it must be a present value or a payment. Here, it's going to be a present value. You want to know why? It's a lump sum amount of money. I want to know how much money do I need in a pot. And it's on the left side. Therefore, it is a present value calculation. Lose you? Dan? I lost you. Hold on. If I'm searching for something on the left side of the diagram, which in this case, how much money do I need in the pot at age 65 to pay $50,000 per year? So my payment is $50,000 coming from the pot. You see that? My interest assumption, I can earn 5%. And the number of years I want that payment is 20 years.
So I'm confused with present value and the word payment.
If I'm searching for an answer,
They're different.
they're different. If I'm searching for an answer that is on the left side, it can only be a search for a present value or a payment. I already have a payment.
Okay.
So therefore, if it's on the left side and I want to know how much capital, what am I searching for? What am I searching for?
You're searching for the lump sum needed to pay $50,000 a year for 20 years. That's 5%.
Therefore, it is the present value because it's where? That's the only reason why it's a present value, and it's a lump sum, right? If it's lump sum and on the right side that I'm searching for, what would I be searching for? If I'm searching for a lump sum on the left side, what am I searching for? Exactly right. Everybody with me? So if I use my HP calculator, Donna, great, beautiful. Clear it all out. Here would be my assumptions. Interest, or I, is 5%. N, or the number of years, is 20. Now when I put in payment, you always got to put it in as a negative. Payments in an HP calculator are always negative. Minus 50,000. And then you click on future value. I'm sorry, click on present value. And what would the answer be?
I got 533,538.
What is it?
533,538.
Felicia, I need you to run it. So let's go to the pension plan. So down here on the bottom, you'll see defined benefit pension. If it's yellow, you got to put it in. Take a look, everybody. Don't look there now. Now we're looking up here. Now we're looking up here. Now we're looking up here. If it's yellow, I got to put it in. My benefit was how much a year? What was my interest rate? Put it in. Yeah, that's because I would have put it somewhere else. Pension benefit, 20 years. Looks like you did a little boo-boo. Yeah, so the present value is 623. What's the number?
623,111.
That's the amount of money I would need here. Dan, take a look up here. I would need here 623,000, growing at 5% to pay out 50,000 a year and have nothing left. Make sense? Now,
I did get 623,111. I wonder why.
I do not know.
Maybe something wrong.
Okay. Now, Felicia, now go back to the beginning page tab that says assumptions. I am a 45-year-old individual, let's suppose. That's your client. Actually, make him 50, Felicia. Now, the second calculation on that page, we know the pot of money we need at 65, do we not? At 65, we need 623,000. So now we have a new time horizon. I am now age 50. Yes?
Right.
I know that I need to accumulate $623,111 at age 65. If it is on the right side of the time diagram, what is it?
Future.
So my future value is going to be 623,111. Okay? Now, I have 15 years to accumulate it. So N is 15. My interest rate assumption is 5%. And what I want to know is, how much do I need to put in per year? If it's per year, it is a payment. Lump sum would be a present value or a future value. So what I'm trying to find out is, what is the payment or the amount I would need to put away each year, growing at 5% for 15 years, that would grow to 623. Now, Felicia, go to pension. Notice this automatically, once we put in the 5% rate over here, the second part of the calculation told us that the present value today is present value today, 299,000. So, if I want to know how much to put in each year to get there, I'd solve for a payment. But for our purposes, I just want to know the present value of this future pension benefit. So the future pension benefit of $50,000 a year is worth $623, but it's at age 65. Just look over here, Dan. Don't look over there. If I'm getting a pension benefit for 20 years, starting at age 65, I need $623,000 at age 65. That's only the first part of the question because I'm not 65. I'm 50. I have to discount that age 65 value back to see what is it worth today to me. So if I had $299,000 today, growing at 5% for 15 years, what would it grow to?
623.
And the 623 would be enough to do what?
Pay me a $50,000 annual for 20 years.
Based on what interest rate assumption?
5%.
So the present value of a $50,000 annual pension benefit for 20 years that begins 15 years from today, assuming a 5% rate of return, is how much? $299,000. And you add that to your tax qualified assets.
How would you solve for the payment?
I would do that on my HP calculator.
So Joel, going back to when you're...
You just stay away from all this. We just talked about it. Just stay away from all of it. This is not for you. Based on what we just talked about, wouldn't be relevant. This is just the math behind the roadmap, actually. Now let me give you another example. Go to business value. So we click on business value. Now notice what it says up here. Take a look, everybody, up here. Everybody up here. I think I can sell my business for $1 million after tax. See that? I think I change the discount rate. Let's use 5%. And I think I can sell it for $1 million after tax 5 years from now. So 5 years until business is sold. The present value of my business is $783,000. I add it to it's another other asset. That's non-qualified assets. Remember, everything is either an other asset or it's a tax qualified asset. Does that make sense?
And those are the figures you throw into the roadmap spreadsheet.
Correct.
What about real estate?
Let's look at real estate. Notice it says income stream. So under income stream, remember, the value of a piece of real estate is twofold. One, valuing the income stream, and then two, what I might sell that piece of property for down the road. So let's suppose, notice it says after-tax annual income. Let's suppose I'm getting $50,000 of after-tax income from my piece of real estate. And then I'm going to get it for another 10 years. So the present value of that income stream is $386,000. I would add it as another asset. With me so far?
Tax qualified, or not qualified.
Other assets. Now, Felicia, go to sale of income stream asset. Now, notice how it automatically went to 10 years until sold. So if I was only going to have the income stream for 10 years, it infers I'm going to sell it in 10 years. I believe I can sell it for $700,000 after tax. So the present value of the future sale is $429,000. You would add it as another asset. I took all the need for you to do things. All you got to do is input this stuff. We sent that to you. We emailed that to you. What's that? Well, no. So go to assumptions. So if I don't manually put those things in, whatever I put here for tax qualified assets or non-qualified assets, it will automatically use that thing.
Hey, Joe, and this is where in the roadmap, based on the fact that we're consistently, annually reviewing, monitoring, planning. So in that year when they sell the house, and we look at their cash flow, we can look at that point in time, based on their planning needs, any legacy. There might be 4 more
Yeah.
for life insurance.
Look, it's absolutely the case. How do you factor in future cash flow from a life insurance policy into the roadmap? Could you? They have an existing policy. They have an existing Northwestern Mutual policy. It's going to pay them $30,000 a year at age 65 for 20 years. Felicia, go to life insurance retirement plan. They have a policy that's going to pay them $30,000 a year. And it's going to pay it for 20, only actually the illustration from Northwestern Mutual said 17 years of income. The present value today of that Northwestern Mutual income stream is $162,000.
Okay, I got a good question.
That means I would sell that income stream for $162,000. If my interest earnings assumption was 5%, I would be neutral. Everybody follow that? Okay. I would give up my income stream if I believed I could get 5% on my money forever, and I wanted to value the future income stream of that policy at an equal value to me would be if I got $162,000, same thing as me getting that income stream. So if I got $200,000 for it, I'd want to sell it because I've assumed that I can only earn 5%. So you see, this is how valuations get made of what property and income streams are worth, in case you wanted to know.
Where'd you find this? Where's this at on the?
This is just to show you the versatility of the roadmap. I mean, I'm sure there's things you can't do on it, but once you really understand what it does do,
That's why I'm pushing it.
yeah, no problem. So let's go to roadmap. How old was the kid? Give me one of the kids.
25.
So let's put a 25-year-old in.
Actually, they 25? I think we used the 25.
Oh, it's okay. We could change it in a heartbeat.
What? We used the 27.
Okay, so we're going to go in here, make it bigger, Felicia, so people can see it. Okay, it's 27-year-old, and do spend down 2 and put a state in there. Okay, so the only thing we care about now, we're going to go to so the income stream was going to begin when?
It's going to begin in
For how many years?
56. For 20.
Okay, so 90, that's fine. Okay, so we go to other retirement assets. How much is he going to put in?
He's going to put 28 in a year for 10 years.
$28,000 a year. Your current value's got to be a 0. And we're going to put it in for 10 years. Okay, let's grow it. Save and continue, generate results, go to other assets pre-retirement. So he puts $28,000 a year in for 10 years. He gets it to grow at 65. Scroll down. It becomes worth $1,090,000. Then we go to other assets post-retirement. We take that $1,090,000. This is the income stream it would be worth. Did you have a level income stream from the policy?
It wasn't inflation adjusted. It was a level.
Okay, so go back. We're going to make inflation 0.
And by the way, it was an insurance product calculation. I think they were getting $221 a year or something close to that. Is it that high, Josh? I think it was $227, $221.
There it is. At 4%, if he earned 4% after tax, everybody stay with me. If he earned 4% after tax on that money that he would invest, don't put it in a policy, it would generate $67,000 a year of income.
And instead, we were generating a product 227.
Okay, now keep the number 227 in your mind. Felicia, go back to input. Let's make it 9%. Let's see what happens. So if he could make 9% after tax and investment expenses, the distributions would be 527. Yours were 2 something, right? Go 6%. See how you can keep backing into it by interpolating the rate of return? So if he got 6% after tax and investment expenses, it would generate 156. So you see, you can get to the actual rate by just doing that stuff.